live on YouTube. Welcome, everybody. Pulse of the Heartland here. I am not Trent. I am Ryan. Trent will be joining us here soon, but I will just be hosting until his awesome voice shows up and takes over from me. Joey, let's start with you. What are you drinking tonight? And give us some socials, bud.
Sipping on the Nectar of the Gods, some Busch Light down here in OKC. Went to a brewery and some beers just sounded good. So they weren't selling them by the 6-pack and didn't want to pay $40 for a growler. So instead I paid $20 for a 30 rack. So
hell yeah, man.
That's my plan. But like Ryan mentioned, you can hit us up on our socials at Heartland Pulse for Twitter and Instagram, and look us up on Facebook, Pulse of the Heartland. If you're following us on YouTube now, you know how to get there. But if not, just search Pulse of the Heartland for that. And as always, we're live on Tuesdays on YouTube and also on Twitter. Like and subscribe all our stuff, and let your friends know.
Awesome. Thanks, Joey. Brian, let's throw it to you. What are you with tonight?
I'm going back to cans that have pictures on it, and I have to clear up my fridge. So going back to another Barntown brewery. It says "Wash Me." I know I feel like my camera it's 1080p, but it's black and white like the 50s cameras. That it doesn't help that the can is also gray and white. But no, it's a. Let me get it pulled up here.
What color is the can? It looks black and white.
Yeah, it is. It's a gray van with white drawing says "Wash Me." So, okay. But it's Barntown Brewing. You know me, I'm always a fanboy of them.
Awesome. And Clark, let's go to you. I know you had something going on tonight.
Yep. So I tried my damnedest to find some Natter Days new flavor, which is the blueberry lemonade. Trent sent me a picture of them, and I'm like, I have to have these. Went to a couple liquor stores, nothing. Checked Walmart, nothing. Striking out. But luckily, while I was at one of those liquor stores, I picked up a drink. It's one of those blended drinks, kind of like the Crown and Cokes. Okay. This one is the Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey Lemonade.
I've seen that. I've been wondering how that is.
Well, let's check the alloy rating first.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
ooh, that was nice. So I got to pour this across one of them new reverse osmosis rocks here.
Oh,
so.
Didn't you say your rock had a little something with it too?
Yeah. So it is a just round rock mold, but the inside has lines and the little indentation to make it look like the Death Star.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But
how's the flavor of it, buddy?
It's kind of like the Crown and Coke in the sense that it's a little burnt.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really picking up a little bit of that Tennessee honey, which is good. A little bit of lemonade finish. I like it.
Well, yeah. No, I mean, as dumb as that sounds, I love that the Crown drinks, it burns it so it tastes like Crown. If it didn't, I'd actually kind of be pissed because what the fuck am I buying the Crown name if it doesn't absolutely just burn in your mouth like Crown Royal?
Yeah.
Just you're getting an expensive Coke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Ryan, what about you, man?
Well, so I know I put a couple things up on the socials this weekend. I was over and about it last week. Shared in, bought myself a growler from Luminous Brewery of the coffee stout. There.
Oh yeah.
Got a good dark color to it. I absolutely hate coffee. I do not drink coffee. This beer has a smell of 6 out of 5 alloys. It has a taste of 10 out of 5 alloys. This is probably the best beer I've ever had. It's just so damn good. And I want to say this about Luminous. Luminous has to be, in my opinion, the standard of breweries at this point for me personally. That is how good this brewery is. My wife and I got 8 samples. We got 2 flights of 4. All 8 that we got, we could easily drink anytime, any day, anywhere. I mean, it's all so good. There's very rare do I find a brewery that has everything so good. So cheers to Luminous for being just the best brewery I have ever been to.
Where are they located out of?
Sheridan, Wyoming.
Okay. I would say that, and that's kind of especially if you're going to, I guess, Juan, is that a brewery you've been to consistently, or that's a new one you've been to?
So it's the second time we've been there. We were there pre-COVID one year, and in my mind, it was like I thought the same thing back then. Where wow, everything you have here is just so good. And so as we were going up there, her parents came with us. My wife's parents came with us this weekend, and we were hyping it up to my father-in-law because he loves breweries and microbrews and stuff, and telling him, hey, this is the best brewery Rebecca and I have been to. And he's like, okay, well, we'll see. Well, he agreed. It was absolutely phenomenal. He's very he likes to be a little bit snobby with his beers, which that's not a bad thing. He just, he likes to be a little picky on what he drinks, and yeah, he absolutely loved everything there too. So
Good.
Good.
For me, it's kind of a confirmation trip. Is this brewery as amazing as I remember? And it's better than I remember. It's so damn good.
How do they have good food?
So they don't actually have food there. They have food trucks come and set up in front of it. So
Even
when we
better.
were there, they had a pizza truck there. We didn't have any, but it looked really good. It looked very good.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is just like 2 blocks down from them is Blacktooth Brewing, and you can find their brews like distributed almost everywhere, especially sour brews, those everywhere. And it was good, but they've got the big names, so you expect them to be this amazing brewery. But it's like, you know what? I'd rather go 2 blocks down to the smaller, lesser known brewery. But I have to say, Sheridan's an awesome town. I know Beck and I say we're only 3 hours away. I don't know why we don't go more regularly, but you got the mountains around there. It's just absolutely beautiful out there.
Yeah,
I'm checking out the tasting room for that Luminous, and that looks pretty damn cool. I like that.
It's a really nice brewery. It's very outdoorsy.
Whenever we go to we're looking at new breweries to try out, it's always got to be, you're always going to be hit and miss on some beers. Sometimes it's shocking that you don't like coffee, and then your one favorite is the coffee stout there. I've got a few, especially if you can make a good stout. Stouts are either 10 out of 10 or fucking 1 out of 10. I feel like there's not really much in the middle of it. But I would say you gotta have to have the good beer. I always like the breweries also that have a large area, and I know what Joey was alluding to. They have food and they have a large area that you can sit, so you're not cramped up right next to people. So we're having conversations. It's kind of melding, being spaced out. Now that we're post COVID and everyone has 6 feet apart, I'm used to not being right next to other people I don't want to be. There's a lot of stuff that goes into a brewery. You can see I'm pretty picky. Breweries, there's certain standards to it.
Yeah, and they've got every Friday and Saturday they've got bands playing. So they've always got some live music there for you, and then they've got a patio. So if you don't want to be sitting there in the music, you can go sit outside and talk. So that's a nice setup. Do you guys? There's one thing about them. They're just so good at bringing out flavors. Like you can taste everything. It's not watered down or anything. Have you guys ever had like a chili ale or a chili beer, a pepper beer?
I've had a lime chili. Oh God, it wasn't an ale. What was it? It doesn't matter, but it was good. Yeah, I like them.
So yeah, I've had some chili pepper beer, ale, lager, whatever. I think ales usually. And they're pretty decent. Usually what it is it tastes like an ale, but at the end, kind of a little bit of a chili pepper taste at the end, or a pepper taste at the end. With this one, it tasted like you were drinking a chili pepper. Like it tasted, the whole thing was just boom, you have a chili pepper in your mouth.
Nice.
And so I don't love that. I'm not a big pepper person myself, but I can appreciate the fact that it's just so flavorful. And that's just that brewery. That brewery just I just love it. It's just amazing. Well, yeah. Anybody else do anything fun this weekend?
Not particularly. I went home this last weekend. It kind of rained on a Saturday, so we didn't get as much yard work as we were hoping. Usually Mother's Day is we'll take Mom out to lunch, and then the gift is usually whatever plants and flowers she wants to put in for the next year around the yard. And then it's basically taking all of the furniture, taking all the furniture out of her little she shed, setting it up, putting all the flowers up, so the house is basically ready for the spring.
Nice. And is she all taken care of now?
Well, I would say with the weather, she didn't really feel like going to get the flour, so that'll be some other time. But we got to rest the furniture. So hell, it's like 90 degrees out right now. So I
Right.
don't know if they're sitting out, but the furniture's ready for them anyway. It's the patio furniture.
Yeah, it's warm for everybody, right? Not just. I know Brian said it's 90. It's like 96 here in Oklahoma City.
Yeah. Same thing here around Wichita, Joey.
Yeah, figured so. Speaking of that, I almost went off the road yesterday driving down here. It was windy as shit. It was so fucking windy, man.
You gotta watch yourself, man.
Man, I was coming over that curve on that toll road and wasn't expecting. And there was an idiot in front of me who was going super slow, so I swerved out around him. But man, that wind picked me up. It was good.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason he was going slow, Joey. That damn wind.
No, just get out of my way. I'm fine. I did some grilling and smoking. We can talk about that, but did watch some UFC this weekend and also the Derby. I know we're going to hit those in a little bit, but had some people over and had a lot of beers. Had some. Has anyone else heard of Cold Snacks? The Montucky beers. All right, I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of them.
What are they called? Mon Snacks?
Montucky Cold Snacks.
Montucky. Okay, I just had everything mixed up. All right.
Nope, you're good. I'm just trying to find a picture that I can blow up. So, I know, riveting stuff.
Yeah, this is going to be some great audio, Joey. Let me pull up this video for the. I think if we keep doing that, we're going to annoy the listeners to at least tune in live on Tuesday so they can see what the hell we're talking about. Okay, there we go.
So not everyone is a unicorn or a rainbow, but most of them, they're the official, unofficial beer of Montana, brewed in Wisconsin, but they are, remember when we were like, I don't know, college age and people were, pimping out the PBRs and Busch Light was starting to get its leggings and Natty Light, like the cheaper the beer, the better it was. That's what they're doing with these Montuckies. They're dollar beer nights at every like cringe college bar in Columbia right now, and I really enjoy them. They are super fucking good. We had 60 of them, and I think we woke up the next day there was 20 left. So it was a good night.
Okay, like you can buy it in like a 30 rack or something.
Yep, buy the 30 racks.
All right, next time I'm down in Missouri, Joey, buy some. We'll have to try them out.
Oh, they might be my beer for the summer.
Okay.
So.
You don't have to worry about them being stocked up then.
Nope, they're going to be in the fridge, I think, all summer long.
What is the one beer you guys got to have stocked up in your fridge? I know mine is usually Coors Light, and I got to have a bottle of Crown at all times. Those are usually my two that I have to. What about you, Clark?
In my household, we keep Michelob Ultras in the beer fridge. I still have some Coors Lights in there. That's usually my second beer I would go to after a Michelob Ultra. And then for the neighborhood, there is the bottle of Fireball that gets passed around. I hate Fireball, but one of my neighbors, that's his thing. So I still have Fireball in my fridge.
I think I have like one small shooter of Fireball it's moved at least from my last apartment. So it's for whoever my next buddy that comes in has to have that Fireball. I got it ready for him.
There you go.
Was Black Velvet a thing in Iowa or Kansas? Seemed like Southeast South Dakota, Black Velvet, small town South Dakota, Black Velvet, everything.
I have a cousin that doesn't drink beer, and all he does is BV and water, and that's a family tradition passed down like multiple generations now.
Woof. EV and water, Jesus. You need the mixer to conceal the flavor of it, man.
Yeah, I'm not a whiskey person. They were passing around Woodford Reserve during the Derby this weekend while we were at my garage, and I didn't take a pull. Not a whiskey person.
How many people did you have at your place for the Derby?
Let's see, 6 of us, so not too many, but not a tiny group either. It was good. I liked it.
Enough where you had a bottle to pass around, though.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Oh, shit. Should we just jump right into that since it's kind of natural segue there?
Sure.
Who did you have for the Derby, Joey?
So all week leading up to it, I listened to like Pardon My Take and stuff, and they had Randy Moss on there, and then a couple other people were picking Crown Pride, who was the Japanese horse that was just kicking the shit out of people over in the Abu Dhabi area and the Emirates derbies and stuff.
Yep.
And so I put $10 on him. He was 20-1, and I was like, man, that's pretty good long shot. And then he was leading coming around to the final curve, and then just fell back and ended up getting 13th. But the winner was an even farther long shot, and Rich Strike, out of nowhere, 80-1, comes in and gets the win.
I'm going through honestly because Rich Strike it sounds like I think I'm getting it mixed up with Lucky Strike from Mad Men, but I think of like cigarettes when I think of Rich Strike. Right. None of them really had any great names this year. Mm-hmm. I'm looking through them right now. Like Crown Pride's kind of up there, but I mean, there's like Happy Jack. Cyberknife actually sounds pretty fucking cool, but you can't be Cyberknife and then place 18th. That's right. Just terrible. You got to be a little better than that.
And Epicenter was one.
So I didn't watch the Derby myself, but the overhead like drone view of that final stretch, that is freaking pretty dang impressive to watch that horse like weave his way through the middle of the pack to the front to win it. I mean, it was crazy to see that happen from over top.
Yep. So that thing was a very good demonstration on some advanced stats. There was he ran 60 feet farther than everybody else because he was weaving in and out, and also hit a top speed that was 2 miles per hour faster than any other horse in that race. That's how he ended up winning.
Do we catch the views of it biting all the horses as it went by?
Hell yes, I did.
How many bites per stride or something? Yeah, those are some impressive horse sabermetrics you had there, Joey. I appreciate it.
Thanks. You're welcome. Also, he was not even supposed to be in the race. He was the 24th qualifier. He had 4 scratches. So, yeah, if you bought a shirt for the Kentucky Derby and it had the 20 pictures of the horses and jockeys, they are not on that one. So, yeah, it was a pretty historic day. I think it was the second longest odds to ever win, but, pretty damn good. I love the Kentucky Derby. I know a lot of people aren't into horse racing. Went with my friend Emily and her family to Prairie Meadows, which is right in Brian's neck of the woods in Des Moines. And her dad, we're sitting there also, he just plops down this book and just starts talking about the history of horse racing and going over the lineage and stuff. And Emily and her mom and her other friend that was there go, all right, we'll see you later. And they went to go gamble, and I got stuck there. I say stuck there. Ended up being one of the best times I've ever had, just drinking beers and learning about all these horse races and the different breeds and lineages and stuff, which was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Well, has it led you to winning any more money than Joey?
This year it didn't. Normally I at least hit one, but this year I just put $10 on a winner. Normally I will put like $25 in and do like $5 trifecta or exacto or something like that, and just bet little odds and end things. But I wouldn't hit on anything this year. If you hit the 3 horses that got top 3, whether it was first, second, and third, there was an 80-1, a 50-1, and a 5-2 winner. And if you would have put $10 on that, you would have won like $80,000. It would have been insane. No one did.
Yeah.
But it was pretty damn insane.
Well, honestly, I don't know. Kentucky Derby, that's always one people make it. It seems like a huge issue. I almost feel like you get overhyped when you go to these like watch parties and stuff, and then you miss the 90 seconds because you've been drinking all day. You go and take a leak, you come back and it's done because they never. You know what? Kentucky Derby start times are like our start times on these live pods. We go, it's 7:30, we're starting, and then it's 7:53, we're starting. Like, just give me the time when the horses are going to start within 5 minutes, so I can be there 5 minutes before and after. That's all.
Trent's got to do his parade around the golf course.
Yeah.
My favorite bet from all of my years betting the Kentucky Derby was I walked into a bar that was right next to one of my apartments, and I sit down and they had the Derby on. I was like, oh, is anyone betting? And she's like, well, normally what we do is you pick a horse and you can whoever wins that horse, everyone else buys them around, and whoever's horse finishes best, and if you win, everyone else owes you 2 rounds. And I was like, oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Do you know much about horse racing?" I was like, "Yeah, I do bet quite a bit, so I'll go last." And she's like,
Mhm.
"Okay." The bar was full. Normally, there's like 3 people, and there was 24 people that picked, and everyone was picking doubles, and no one was picking the favorite. They were just afraid to pick the favorite. And I was like, "Okay, I'll take the favorite." And it was the year that horse won the Triple Crown, being the favorite. And I was like, "All right, sweet." So I drank for like 3 or 4 weekends there for free. It was awesome.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
hmm
And what horse was that again?
God, I don't. American Pharoah? Yeah.
Oh, American Pharoah. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that's Kentucky Derby talk.
Well, shit. Yeah, and say I was gonna say, speaking of people we forget their names, USFL is next on the agenda.
Is anybody watching that anymore?
No,
Nope.
not even remote. The most I've looked at USFL was when I had to type up these scores here, which, it doesn't help that 4 of the 5 teams we chose are in the bottom half of the league. So no, if we had the one Birmingham Stallions undefeated, you sure as hell I'd be watching that team and bragging about how good I am. But like I think the Gamblers, they're 1-3 right now, so
Yep.
not worth it.
The one team I randomly picked that does really, really well, I just don't even care about. So
Yeah, Joey
But I'm
Taylor's
sure-
he doesn't.
Their quarterback who used to play from the Vikings. I guess we should have kept him. It looks like he's tearing it up, but he's tearing it up in the USFL, so that doesn't mean much,
Yeah,
He's gonna have a better record than Kirk Cousins.
right?
Ooh, possibly.
Better winning percentage. Let's get rid of cut Kirk and
yeah.
Kyle Sloter there.
Here it goes. Ryan, the
No.
Kirk Cousins hater.
No, you know that I'm like one of like 5 fans that actually stand behind him. You know that.
Yeah, I know. You've been true for so long. Don't falter now.
Not doing it. Not doing it. Especially with Coach Cock there. I want to see what he's got.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
kind of sad. I mean, you watch a game and there's just nobody in the stands. I can't imagine they're that expensive games to go to too. So that's kind of too bad.
No. Well, when I've looked at tickets online before, it's like $10 to $20. Like VIP 50-yard line anywhere in there, like, and it's still general admission is like $40. But
I
you
can't
could
believe
buy like whatever the cheapest ticket is, just sit in the fucking middle. No one's gonna stop you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't believe that they're not getting more than the handful they're getting. Do we know what the TV ratings are? Have they kept up with that, or has it dropped significantly?
No idea.
I mean, I would assume right now you're still got to be competing because you've got baseball regular season, and then the only thing that you might compete with is basketball or hockey playoffs, but those are in the evenings. So you're I think they're going during the day where you're probably the most watched sports event, which might be saving them, but I can't imagine who's watching it for the sport of it, even if you're a football fan who's watching it. I think XFL is a product. They just didn't have the money.
Yeah,
8 p.m. It
fine.
got less than 8 p.m. on Saturday got 0.99 million viewers, so almost 1 million viewers.
All right,
That's still insane to me.
that's kind
Who's
of
watching this?
with what they had a couple weeks ago. So I mean, maybe sports bars are just putting it on and it's on there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be close to 900,000 bars that could have one channel on there and 90,000 people watch it at home.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's no way it goes past this year. I just don't see how that happens.
No, they got to make some improvements. Play on a fucking purple field. They got to do something to gauge my interest more than look at these players that are, I'm going to say they're below college level because I mean, at least college, if they fuck up, it's like, well, they're a freshman. They're 18 years old. Like they're a lesser product than NCAA. And like I said, it doesn't keep up with the one other minor league football that I've watched with XFL because they're at least like, fuck it, there's a 3-point line now. And we're not going to have kickoffs. And they did something different. This is just NFL, but worse.
Yeah.
Remember Kyle Sloter? That might as well be the motto for the XFL or for the USFL. Remember Kyle Sloter? He's here.
But they got that sweet Philly mascot, man. Isn't
got-
that enough for you?
Blob or Bob or what's his name?
Yeah. Blob, I think.
I hear he's not allowed within 500 feet of a school though. So
I mean, who is? So
Don't. I am. I don't. With me being allowed within 500 feet of a school, I guess.
I can't say I have that problem, Joey.
I don't. I'm just wondering.
Okay. You had me worried there for a second, Joey. Like, yeah, don't we all have issues with being within 500 feet of schools? No.
Self-deprecation is the biggest form of comedy.
Yeah, just don't scare us, Joey.
Unless it involves pedophilia.
Yeah,
I'm just feeding into the creepy Uncle Joe vibe.
there you go. Well, you're
So
doing a very
everyone's-
good job at it.
Exactly.
But you know, maybe they need to have a rule like, no, you can't be within 500 feet of the school for some of these fucking boosters as we kind of transition into NCAA and NIL talk again, which I know probably a lot of people are kind of sick of it. There's nothing negative or a huge
Right.
competition this week, but
Bryant,
Yeah.
we got a special guest coming in here.
oh, buddy, oh my God.
Kevin? Oh,
Yeah, I'm the special guest, huh?
Yeah, we got a special guest here. Yep.
Yeah,
Trent was on call tonight.
we say you're pretty special because you can't read a clock, Trent. Did you forget what time?
Trent, what you drinking tonight?
Well, I saw on Twitter that you guys were speculating Bush,
Mm,
but it's the other beer I always drink.
course.
The friendly beer, Grain
Oh,
Belt.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
What are you doing with a can though? Why is it not in a bottle?
It's just as good.
Just as good of a quality product, huh?
Yep.
Oh shit. Well, Trent, just so you know, being a special guest, you ruined my transition into NIL talk. But you know, you better bring some hot takes to make up for it. All right, bud?
Well, you know how I love the NIL.
Yeah. No, I don't know. It looks like I sent that link. I don't know if any of you looked at it. I mean, it looks like they're trying to set up some guidelines for these boosters and being able to talk directly to athletes. I think we're so far gone this year with it. I think that, you know, they might as well just say Wild West this year. Fuck it, starting January 1st, 2023. Set up the rules that they're going to stand by. And, you know, just have one year capitalism out the door. Everyone, you pay a kid $50 million. Fucking go to University of Texas and just, you know, see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just going with what you guys say. I mean, it's kind of crap what's all happening. So it's just like, okay, I'll listen to what Bryant's unhappy about this week and go with that.
I can tell you, if I was a billionaire, an Iowa State alumni billionaire, which I don't know how many there are, I would be 100% on board with fucking paying all these players immediately the 1 year where they have no rules and regulations. I'd be doing it too. I don't have that money, so I have to be pissed about it.
How soon can you start doing this? Can you go to like an 8th grader's game and be like, hey, we'll give you $50 million in 5 years to come play at our school?
Well,
Oh, man.
Well,
I-
we didn't we talk about that the big underdog from Alabama that won the Heisman this year, that Nick Saban was going to his football games when he was in 8th grade because he's always been the underdog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick Saban's the only one that saw that diamond in the rough going to the number one school in the country,
Yep.
being the number one recruit.
Yep.
Only one smart enough to see the cream that rose.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
know where Coach O was on that one.
So I don't know. I log into my Gmail here and I cannot find the agenda from Brian. So just warning you, I'm going to be winging it.
Oh, you're good, man. Well, I would say, speaking of,
How's that
it's
different
funny,
from every other week?
Exactly.
it's funny that you talk about paying like when we can pay 8th graders, because I mean the big recruit that everyone, even if you're underneath a rock, I think you can keep up with is Arch Manning, Peyton and Eli's nephew, Cooper's son. Apparently, there's rumors, nothing speculative, but there's a $13 million NIL deal for him to go to the University of Texas, which isn't unheard of. I know the last 5-star recruit for Tennessee, golly, I cannot remember his name for the life of me, but he got a 4-year, $8 million NIL deal, which, you know, above the table, they got the player that they needed. But apparently, looking into it, the state of Louisiana allows high school athletes to get NIL deals. So Arch might even be getting some money while he's in high school playing. Hasn't even stepped foot on a college campus.
He's probably brought in $1 million already. He's in high school. Would not shock me one bit.
I think when I was in high school, if I could have gotten an NIL deal from someone, be like Monster Energy. I don't know, maybe Casey's Pizza, breakfast
I was
pizza.
just gonna say we all would have taken Casey's from Gary.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what NIL deal would be best for a high schooler, but of course, he's going to bypass all the local and regional, like the Buckies. He's just going to go straight to Under Armour. Unfortunately, we know what's going to happen, but
Right.
Yeah. So now that NIL's legal and stuff, I did in high school. They're paying me. It's Jamboree Foods.
Jamboree.
that's why they went under all that back payment going into
Yeah,
cross country.
I was.
Were you
once
Captain Subman?
Yeah, once baseball season hit, they had to pay me a lot.
Yeah. Well, shit. No, I don't know. Like I said, it's kind of the point where fuck it. High school players make your money while you can. Again, because you can make the same arguments with these high school kids as you could with college. You never know when you're gonna have that major injury and you're gonna be done. Fucking pay a kid $250,000. But the one thing I think is funny, and I was just thinking of it. I was speaking here. How is it with like Oregon? They're the birthplace of Nike. They can get people to the University of Oregon. How do we not have players that are just Under Armour just taking advantage and getting them to the University of Maryland? Like they're not top tier in basketball. They're good at basketball. Are they okay in football, Joey? Did they make a bowl this year? Joey? We're gonna assume Maryland's terrible at football.
We're also going to assume Joey can't hear us.
Yeah. Just technical difficulty, surprise. But yeah, I mean, I'm just surprised that Under Armour hasn't been able to have that Oregon-esque like pathway. Hey, look at these brand new facilities that Under Armour put up. Click clack, whatever you want to say. To be able to facilitate that, I guess.
I can hear Joey's beer, but nothing else.
Can Joey not hear us?
He must not be able to. He's
out.
I don't know. I guess anyone else got anything else to talk about NIL before we just move on to the next thing?
I'm over it. Like
Nope.
it
Still
sucks. I mean, it's
hate
just-
it.
Yeah, it's just it sucks. But
I would say I just can't. I just love hearing like just speculative how this fucking money that's being thrown around. Like you said, these kids are going to be paid. Let's see this craziest number, fucking $20 million to go to fucking Washington State or some shit. There's got to be some random billionaires for these schools that are terrible at football will pay one star player to get to their alumni.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm on the lucky side of things because I'm LSU, so we'll always have money. But you guys with Iowa State and maybe even Iowa, not quite the same fortune.
Mm-hmm. It's quite a different donor base, and yeah, it's that's where the SEC is always going to be ahead, and where you see that schools like Ohio State in the Big Ten, they're going to thrive all the time because they're just that much farther ahead. Tiers above the other teams in the Big Ten.
Yeah. It looks like Joey has some new headphones on. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I don't know what happened. All my shit was dying. But
We thought you were going to defend Maryland football for a second.
defend Maryland football?
Yeah, were they good this year? We didn't look it up.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay, they weren't good. Okay, well then we guessed right.
Yep.
So
I mean, they have Tua.
no, the brother. They got Tua's brother. What's his name?
Tua Tagovailoa.
I mean, you can still call him Tua if you want. It works.
Why don't you just call him Tua 2? Yeah.
Tutu.
Yeah.
Tua squared.
So yeah, until he plays well enough where I'm going to learn his name from hearing him on Heisman to watch, he's just going to be Tua 2.0.
He was like the second leading preseason Big Ten quarterback last year, and that obviously panned out for him.
Yeah, and then he threw, 4 or 5 interceptions versus Iowa.
Shh, it's a secret.
Well, at least
Iowa's
4, I think.
Iowa's defensive back you.
Mhm.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Des King, Josh Jackson, Mike Hankins,
Micah Hyde.
Micah Hyde. See, I don't even have to name them. You guys can.
Yeah. Tyler Sash.
Don't worry. Yeah, we got to hear enough about him over the
Mhm.
years.
All right. Well, don't forget. Just letting you know.
Well, you know what? Do you want to why they're not DBU Joy? Because I did forget all their names. Desmond King, I remembered, and who else? Don't name them again. I don't.
All right, we good going to NFL now.
Yeah.
Get out that NIL stuff.
Yeah, let's get on the home stretch here.
Good, because I hear Tom Brady's about to be broke. Oh wait,
Is there anything he can
Finally,
do?
Again,
is Giselle taking it all?
how much does he hate his family?
That he's already signing up for jobs before he's done with one?
Yeah.
A lot.
Yep.
You know, if someone offered me that much money, just let me know when, where. I will pay for the plane ticket to be there. I don't give a shit. That is fucking insane.
10-year, $375 million contract to commentate on Fox Sports.
Well, and it doesn't even specify when it starts. Just when you're done, here's
Yeah.
$375 million fucking dollars, dude. Just
I thought it was 10 years.
over 10
Yeah,
years.
yeah,
Yeah.
over 10 years.
I did not realize Jim Rome made that much money. 30 million. How does Jim Rome make that much money?
I don't
Yeah,
even know.
what's he?
He
Is
has
on
a
Sirius?
huge following, but I've never liked him.
I can't stand him.
I mean,
Oh.
I can't even name the last time I saw him on screen or on my radio.
Mhm.
Like the fact that he was up there, but like Stephen A. Smith. I mean, Michael Strahan's on every Sunday NFL cast. Tony Romo's on all the on CBS's broadcast. Like, but then Jim Rome making like twice what those guys are making. I was like, what the heck, man?
Oh. He's basically like the biggest star on CBS Sports Radio.
There we go.
So,
Yeah. Now,
huh.
Tony Romo with 18 million. I know people don't like him, but I think he's
I enjoy
great at live
Yeah.
commentating. I
Yeah.
really do. Like he's very good situational, and I mean he'll tell you what play's coming next. He deserves
He'll
every
try.
bit of 18 million.
Right.
He
For a
couldn't do it when he
second,
was on the field, but
for a second, that picture of him, I thought that was Tim McGraw for a second.
Nice.
I texted you guys earlier with that list there. It's at Tom Brady 37.5, Jim Rome 30, Tony Romo at 18 million, Michael Strahan at 17 million, Stephen A. only at $10 million. That guy works 418 days a year for ESPN. How the fuck is he only making $10 million a year?
That's too much.
Well, you know what? For him being an entertainer and for the work, Jim Rome is getting paid $18 million to do what? 17 games a year, 20 games a year. Stephen A. has his own hour-long show, and he does anything they tell him. If I was him, I'd be sitting out saying, "You're paying me $20 million tomorrow, or I'm done." Like that.
Yeah. But Jim Rome just for an hour a day screams into a microphone about LeBron James. Like I don't like it.
No,
That's
so do
right.
you
There's-
guys.
He's not entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Fox Sports has $54 million on two people, Strahan and future Brady. CBS has $48 million on CBS for Jim Rome, who I didn't even know had a podcast or show, or he doesn't have anything that creates like the cowherd clicks and views, which there's enough of those. But like, I didn't even know he was still doing a show, to be honest, and he's getting paid.
I don't
$30
either.
million.
I think he's on CBS Sports Network.
Yeah, the CBS Sports Network, the network we all go to for our sports needs.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean you make a good point. Cowherd is on Fox Sports 1, which every
mhm.
basic cable company gives out Fox Sports 1 every day. He's on live.
Yeah.
I'm curious because I know FanDuel paid McAfee 30 a year. I'm wondering how much take home that is for Pat.
I don't know. But I mean, I guess either way, I mean, I just don't know how Stephen Smith sleeps at night knowing that he is underpaid compared to those guys by that much.
Did you just forget the A?
Hmm?
Uh-oh. Did you forget Stephen A. Smith?
Who? Me?
Yeah, I think you just called him Stephen Smith. He threatened to end someone's podcast for forgetting the A one time.
Well,
Uh-oh.
and episode 55 is the last podcast we will be doing.
It was
Fun
55
while it lasted.
episodes.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Brian.
guys.
But
Yeah.
you said how he sleeps at night, only making 10 million compared to the other. I sleep at night just fine.
Yeah, but if you were getting paid $10 million and someone who was doing a lesser job than you got paid 2.5, 3 times as much as you, I don't know, man. It wouldn't
I'm
sit
getting
easy.
paid $10 million a year and knowing I'm doing a shitty job like he does. I'd be okay with it.
He's in the entertainment business, Trent. Are you not entertained?
Yeah,
His takes don't have to be good; they just have to be screamed into a microphone.
That's
yeah.
right.
Okay.
So they got now that they got JJ Redick on there, he's actually spitting some sense. They might get back on the right track with where those takes used to be. But either way, they're all entertainers. With with Tony Romo's, Jim, I think they almost got. I mean, they all have their own little niche thing. Michael Strahan with his fucking gap tooth. I mean, why do you think he's getting paid $17 million? That gap right there. That's it.
The wage gap.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just shocked. But
Gap too. Jesus.
I wonder why Peyton Manning won't do anything then. I guess they had the Manning cast this last year, but they're not on that list. You would think he would get a ton of money too.
I wonder if it's just not fun enough for him. Like,
May not be.
I think because he's already doing Peyton's places. He's already gets to do the thing with his brother. Like, and when that is like poorly produced and not like goes off the rails, he just could be a fool of himself. And I think he likes that. I think maybe he's kind of letting go.
Yeah.
And being
I don't know. I always think in his horizon he's going to be a GM or a head coach somewhere. Like
Yeah.
University of Tennessee with all these NIL shit. If that blows up even more, I mean, why would you not have him pay him to be the specific sponsor to get kids to come to the University of Tennessee?
Oh, right.
Fuck it, just make him head coach. We've started to see all these young coaches come in. Fuck it, just bring in Peyton Manning. Do you think that's not going to draw enough 5-star recruits as is? Here's my Super Bowl ring. Here's my 5 head. I mean, that's going to bring plenty of athletes in.
The problem is he'll just be going to steakhouses and finger gunning. Oh wait, that's not him.
No, that's Urban.
No, you're skipping ahead on the agenda. It looks like.
Yeah, geez.
It was a good transition. Now you ruined it.
No, fucking little Urban Meyer. Yeah, got himself in a little bit of trouble. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess SEC coaches. I guess maybe there's a little pattern here, but
There you go. That's it.
which is Josh Lambo, which I should know that. I mean, he was around there for quite a while, suing for emotional and physical abuse. There, it looks like.
Yeah. Looking for $3.5 million.
So he was the player that Urban Meyer would have hit, right? This
Kicked
past
him.
season?
He kicked him.
So he kicked him like during a practice. Like, why don't you make a field goal and like kicked him?
Yeah, he kicked him, and then he told him, I was like something like, "quote Hey dipshit, make your kicks."
Yeah.
And then he was trying
Oh,
to
yeah.
started missing his kicks.
Didn't he say you can't kick me or something? It's like I'm the head ball coach. I'll kick who I want or something. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
So he's suing the Jaguars. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah, the organization, not
Yeah.
Urban Meyer
Way
directly.
to go, Shot. You're bringing in shoddy coaches. Now you're going to get yourself sued.
I mean, hell, the dude only made $14,000 last year on the Steelers practice squad. So
Lambo did?
hopefully he gets something.
There's
Jeez.
something weird about NFL kickers, though, because I read this article here, and it talks about how he's the Jaguars' leading kicker. He's hit like 91.6% of his kicks.
Yeah.
They're such big mental cases. I think it was Mike Vanderjagt for the Colts way back in the day. Peyton Manning fucking hated him, but he made like 92% of his kicks. Peyton Manning wanted him off the team, and then once he left the Colts, he couldn't get anywhere else. He went to fucking Canada for a little bit. He couldn't get on. How are you a 92% accuracy kicker and you can't get on with another team?
Yeah. Well, look at that Aguayo or whatever for Florida State that
Well, one
was
is
like just
turtle in half.
did what?
Aguayo, him and his brother, they were at some party in Florida State, and they
Yeah.
ripped a turtle in half.
Did you
Jeez.
say
I didn't. Wow.
turtle,
I-
as in a reptile?
Yeah, as in
Yeah.
the turtle in a shell, ripped in
At
half.
first, I thought you said girl, and I was like, "Wow,
No,
how have I not
no.
heard of that before?"
Florida State, so I don't know. I'm not speculating.
Wow, no, I didn't. Well, fuck that guy. I'm not even gonna talk about it now. He can
Yeah.
suck a dick.
Yeah, the turtle's name was Turntle. No joke. Because it was a frat house. It was a party turtle, so they named him Turntle. They ripped the little fucker in half.
What a man! You really fucked that guy. I hope he never gets another job in the world.
Yeah, and you were advocating for this animal abuser to get.
Whoa! All I was gonna do is bring up his story about how he just shit the bed in the pros, but
Well, hold on. He shit. Amber Heard talking about shit in the bed.
yep,
that's funny.
exactly.
It was a dog, Brian.
Oh,
Jeez.
yeah.
Wait, they ripped a dog?
My
in
mom
half?
did ask me. She was like,
No.
my mom had the audacity to ask me this weekend. She's like, "So you keep it up with the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case?" I'm like, "No, what the fuck?" Do I give off the vibes that I keep up with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard law case? No, I just,
Kind of, yeah.
Said, "Yeah, mom." It's all the shocker. It's crazy.
yeah, all the shock. Well, I'd be shocked if I found a pile of shit in my bed too. So it would be a shocker.
That's awesome.
Well, hell, I don't think there's anything else in the NFL to talk about.
But I've seen. I was laughing. There's like this parody account, not parody. It's a new account, like NFL schedule leaks, and it's like week 1, the Texans might play the Chiefs. It's like week 18, Chiefs at Raiders in the afternoon. It's like, who the fuck can't, like, you're leaking shit maybe a day in advance. There are 2 days in advance. It comes out on Thursday. Like, the schedule is such a who gives a shit thing. I saw the one metric I did see was interesting was the Steelers only travel, I think, 6,000 miles throughout the whole year, and they don't leave the Eastern time zone, compared to like the Seahawks who travel 34,000 miles and they change the time zone 34 times. I think it's probably like West Coast to East Coast. That's 3. Back it's 3. So
Well,
like,
I think they're one of the teams playing in Germany this year. So
Steelers?
they've got to the Seahawks. They've got to go all the way to Germany. So how many time zones is that back and forth?
9.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I saw the thing you're talking about with the
Isn't it a
Steelers.
German joke?
Yeah, it was.
Sorry, Clark.
I like how that
I
all
know
took us a
West Coast to
second.
German time zone that quick.
Cheers to that. That was good.
Thank you.
But I couldn't believe it either whenever I saw that the Steelers do not leave the East Coast one time this
Yeah.
next season.
That's pretty
I
good.
mean, shit, I put 6,000 miles on my truck last month, and I've been traveling more than the Steelers.
Yeah,
Who's their QB again? Pickett or Trubisky?
Pickett, the hometown boy.
Yeah, Trubisky's
Yeah.
there though.
So that'll kind of help him a little bit. It's just kind of interesting. You see that, and then you look at the opposite. You look at this fucking Seahawks, Drew Lock or fucking Geno Smith, and they have to go to Germany, figure out a different language, and order a fucking hot dog. Think they know what transfer means? So, I
I
don't know.
love that you think there's NFL quarterbacks going to Germany for a hot dog.
Yeah,
It's
well,
That's
Wiener
bratwurst.
Bratwurst and beer. What more do you need?
Bratwurst and Wiener Schnitzel in Germany.
Wiener Schnitzel? Yes.
They drink out of the boot when they're there.
No.
If you're a fan of a team that's going overseas, like I know the Packers are going over they have a home game taken in London this year. Is that just going to piss you off?
Yeah,
It would, yeah.
It's gonna piss off the shareholders.
I know we have one against New Orleans, I believe, and we're the away team, luckily. But yeah, I mean that takes away a home game for certain teams. That is kind of crappy.
I
I'll be
mean,
honest, go ahead.
I'm
Go ahead.
assuming them as the home team still reap the benefits of those ticket sales. Like when the
I don't know.
NFL does go across, they do generally pull a large crowd,
Mhm.
but
Yeah, Wembley Field is huge.
yeah,
Wembley Stadium, whatever.
Now that you make that point, have the Washington football team, have they been doing a lot of home team aways? Their owners like, oh boy. Make all
Dan
that money.
Snyder's skimming off the top of those games.
Yeah.
And Schneider, that's a part German last name, isn't it? So we might need to keep an eye on the books, make sure we're not shorted a few francs from that game, you know?
Gosh, are they doing a Mexico City game this year again?
There's 3 in London, 1 in Germany, and 1 in Mexico City.
I know the Chiefs had that one. Even if I was the away team, I'd be pissed off. Like the Mexico City one, that's one at least reasonable. But like, it just like, okay, say you're doing a home, and then you just have to fly out to fucking Europe for a week, and you fuck up your whole sleep schedule, and then you're flying back. For us, that sounds fine. Whatever. Our job isn't going to be maintaining our bodies and throwing at each other for multiple hours on Sundays. I would hate it being part of any of those. It would almost be like being part of the Knocked Up series, or not Knocked Up. What's the show on HBO? Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks. Knocked up.
like it just reminded me.
Knocked up NFL series.
Yeah, everyone was going with Knocked Up.
I mean, I don't think they would have a lack of content.
Yeah.
Philip Rivers would have been plenty of seasons.
Oh my god.
No, I think Knocked Up is actually that reality show about Deshaun Watson at the Texans massage room. I think.
Ooh,
I mean,
Allegedly.
the fucking Cleveland Browns had a tweet that they put out and just put our boy looks good. Looks good in orange, and like everyone just posted a picture of him, of a prisoner in an orange jumpsuit. It's like, gee, you have to like. If you're a social media intern, you got to be aware of like that little thing that like our team color is the same as a prisoner's jumpsuit. We just brought in possibly a serial, whatever you want to call them. I mean, the jokes write themselves with this one, especially for the Browns. It would be classic Browns if he did get caught with all this shit.
And then Baker just sits out and doesn't do anything.
Yeah, collects
That'd
his.
be even better.
What's he getting
I
paid
hope
this
he
year?
does.
We're supposed to.
Huh? 19 million now.
Hell yeah. Yeah, more power to him. I hope he collects it. I mean, because the team that we speculated going to get him, Seahawks, they aren't making a move. I think we talked about it last week. I think it's
Right.
going to have to turn out to be, unfortunately, someone gets injured in order to bring him on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't think the Browns have any leverage on this. I think it's going to be you drop him or you pay his salary no matter what. So they've kind of lost all leverage at this point.
So what they have to do is find a team that will take part of his salary, because if they just cut him, they owe him the whole thing.
There's nobody willing to do that though, because teams know that.
Right. Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you. There's no leverage for them whatsoever.
Yeah, they really
They
screwed themselves.
played it all wrong.
Yep. Fucking idiots.
Well, that's the Browns organization for you.
Yep. So I don't know, man. Anything else you guys want to chat about on NFL? Or we good?
I think we're good with this one.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, you want to wrap her up?
I do have one thing. I did see that Sauce Gardner's paying a little bit in taxes off of his rookie deal.
Yeah, he's gonna only pay Baker's whole contract in taxes this year.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So like the rookie deal for him would have been $30 million,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna pay like $17 million in taxes or something like that, or he's gonna go home with $17 million. I can't remember which, but yeah.
It was damn near 50% of his fucking pay is going to taxes here.
And he sat there and watched the cornerback go before him go to Texas, where there's no income tax. So
Right.
this is like, no wonder you look so sad up there. You just lost $17 million.
Damn.
Jeez.
That sucks.
How's he gonna afford living in New York with half his money being taken?
Right?
Yeah, shit.
He's gonna have to cut Starbucks out of his daily routine.
All that avocado toast too.
Netflix gone.
Well, he also has a couple chains he could sell. The little sauce bottle and the one that says sauce or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about those. Those are pimp.
What kind of sauce does he sell? Is it barbecue sauce?
Don't ask. Don't
Hot
tell.
sauce. Come on.
Hot sauce.
Yeah.
It's man sauce.
Frank's or Louisiana hot sauce. Something. Wonder where he's from. Maybe that will give us the answer.
Cincinnati. Skyline chili sauce.
Detroit, Michigan. What's the most famous hot sauce up in Detroit?
Lead in your
Go
water.
ahead and say there
Yeah.
isn't.
Jesus, Joey.
I'm gonna say some Valvoline, maybe some Pennzoil.
Yeah, some Valvoline. Jesus, yeah. Well, poor Sauce, but you know what? He's going to a city that's seen such few good or so few good football players that they're going to take him even if he's mediocre. I mean, would they have Darrelle Revis a few years ago, and that's it?
Yeah.
Does he leave before or after Jamal Adams?
Is Jamal
Like
Adams-
timeline wise.
Oh,
Jamal Adams already left, but it was like 2 years and he was gone. So
no, okay, I got you.
Jamal Adams is overrated.
I agree. I'm not
Yeah.
going to deny that.
Where's he at now?
Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
He's made such a big impact. You can remember where he's at, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, when these players start playing really well, I remember where they're at, but when they don't, I just kind of forget. Well, they're counting their millions, you know.
So just scrolling through our Twitter timeline for Pulse of the Heartland, and we just got an advertisement brought up for sports bras. $18 Yiddy, if anyone's looking for one.
Ooh, shout out.
Hell yeah.
Actually, yeah, I'm going to retweet this.
Yeah.
Our first big sponsor.
Hell, if they
Suck
sponsor
it,
us, I'll wear one.
So, yeah.
I'll have one hanging up back there. That'll be part of the studio.
I got wall space right here.
Hell yeah. Yep, send some free product to us. We'll start sponsoring the shit out of it. It'll be our favorite sports bra company.
Can we see it in action, Bryant?
I don't know what
Like,
cup
We
size
can do
I
some
am.
running in place, maybe.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
only on the OnlyFans.
I don't know what cup size I am, but it's going to have to be pretty small.
Yeah, you're definitely an A cup over there, and I mean that as an insult, Trent.
I
You
wouldn't
need
make it in the
mosquito bites.
OnlyFans world.
No,
Hey, if just do what the fans say. That's all you gotta do, Trent.
Right.
Yeah.
Grippies. I got 10 grippies.
Oh,
Oh,
there
God
you go.
damn it. I should not have clicked on that because now all of their ads are popping up from their leggings and shit. God damn it.
All right. and
good job,
so,
Joey.
We
Clark
can be
Clark is
bought.
Clark's the sports bra model, and Uncle Joe he is the leggings model.
That's fine. I've got nice calves.
We can
There
be
you go.
bought, like I said.
All right, are we good, guys? Are we? What do you get?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Let's
All
get
right.
out of here.
All right, that'll be the end of it. I'm doing this still, Trent. You came too late. I don't want you involved with this part.
So she said.
I'm nothing. I mean, you guys can do this without me.
All right, so we're just wrapping up. This is obviously recording on Tuesday. This will be Wednesday's episode of the POTH Pod. Joey, what are the socials again?
As you can see on our screen, you can follow us on Twitter at Pulse of the Heartland. And you can also follow us at Pulse of the Heartland on Facebook and on Instagram. Facebook and YouTube, just search Pulse of the Heartland. And we're live every Tuesdays on YouTube and Twitter. Sorry, guys. I got way too into those advertisements and I was just flustered for a
He's
second.
looking at all those zeros on the screen.
Good.
Joey right now is pretty solid.
I was trying to share and it just wouldn't pop up.
I don't know if I should share this. I don't feel like I should share this.
No free ads.
I don't think you
No
have a
free
choice. I
ads.
think it just does it.
No.
We'll
Yes,
we'll be
approve it.
back. Yeah, it's gone. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so for the next episode.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, just
All right.
like last week.
All right.
See you Thursday.
Yeah. Come on back.
Bye.